Indepth Radio. Distance and Darkside present Indepth Radio.
Episode 13.
That's right, here we are. So this one, something new to kick off episode 13, Aztec on production.
Synesthesia, or synesthesia.
Throw
me off right from the beginning.
Tongue twister that.
Or synesthesia. Synesthesia? We're going to be here a while, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Check out the track list on our Instagram if you want to check out the title and make your own judgment on how to say it.
Big up everyone checking the last episode.
That was a good one, wasn't it?
Yeah. They've all been good, if we're honest.
So a fully stacked show again for this episode. Loads of new music. And as we say that, let's get into this new one.
So we've got something brand new from Kelly Dean. This one entitled Vibrations.
Check it out.
Yes.
So this next track we've got lined up has become a mini anthem. Well, it's an anthem from old anyway, isn't it? This one
Yeah, definitely.
On the left-hand deck. And it's been used in the Croydub promo.
It has. I'm sure you'll recognise it as soon as it drops.
So into this then. Might be familiar with this from a lot of the Croydub promo. Titled New Era.
Chrome Stutton N-Type on Produckle.
So this is a rework of a classic jungle track. I think it was Randall on the original.
I think you're right.
Big boy rhythm. Check it out. So I don't know if they've got any plans of releasing this or anything, do you?
I don't, but it wouldn't surprise me if this came out on Wheel and Deal. Unless they got to clear the sample.
Yeah, then it'd be a white label. That's interesting, actually. How would you do a white label but digitally? Just set up a label, one off. No one knows who you are.
You can. I think you'd. I don't know. You might have to just set up a Bandcamp with there's nothing. Yeah, and then
bandcamp.com/unknown artist.
Maybe give it away. Then people can donate. Something like that.
So remember, get in touch. indepthradiouk@gmail.com. Keep loading us up.
Yep. Always need your music. And if you're not already, make sure you follow us on Instagram @Indepth Radio. Also the same on Twitter. Check us out on YouTube, Mixcloud, all the clouds and the tubes, we're there.
Welcome one, welcome all. It's content representing encrypted audio. My banger in the bag, without doubt, Mesk Fugazi. Been laying this tune out for a minute. Forthcoming EMV. Definitely one that the gang need to know about. Check it.
Yeah, so largen up Mesk on this one. Fugazi, forthcoming ENV, and hold tight, Mr. Content himself.
Content.
Largen up Deafblind. Easy.
So lined up next, we've got something new from Sook Knight. This is brand new. This sort of arrived today, I think.
Yep.
It did.
Yep. This one entitled Doom.
Got a nice sort of grimy feel to this. Love this. Old school Sook Knight.
I used to love that game, Doom. Did you ever used to play Doom when you were younger?
I preferred Legion of Doom in WWF Wrestling.
Oh, yeah. Bushwhackers.
Yeah, do you remember them? Never been the same since they changed it to WWE.
Nah.
Lace up them boots. So episode 13 already, can you believe that?
I'm feeling very pleased with myself, ourselves.
So we're going to have, so we'll get up to episode 14 and then beginning of 2019 it'll be series 2.
Yeah, series 2, episode 1.
So we'll just have
big plans for them, haven't we?
Absolutely, and just having a think, weren't we, about what we're going to do for episode 14 that will be our Christmas special.
Yeah, I think we've decided, haven't we?
I think so. Looking forward to it.
So, live stream is involved.
Gotta be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Santa hats.
Yep. 2 decks. Turntables. We're talking about here.
And loads of clang bang mixing.
That's it. We're going to do a... we spoke about it in the last episode, the idea anyway, but yeah, we're going to do a... because the secret track from last week was Toasty's track, Guesswork. And that kind of reminded us that there was so much kind of sick music that we would class as dubstep, but it was before the scene was actually known as dubstep, wasn't it?
Yep.
So we're thinking of doing an hour or however long it we feel like mixing for, and we're going to call it Before Dubstep. Yeah.
Bit of education.
Yeah, a bit of education.
And what's more important, a lot of people who weren't around in them days, they would enjoy it because the music is so good.
It's true. And there's so many people who've kind of been forgotten about as well, who are a massive part of the building of the scene. So it'd be good to give them a little nod
and give them some signal. Absolutely. Look forward to that.
Show.
I'm nervous about the vinyl mixing though.
You're lucky you got decks at home. You're going to be practicing all night.
It's like the old Buddha fingers. Remember when the mix is going out a bit and you're like touching the side of the platter, like speed it up, slow down, speed it up, slow down.
It was Scientist who I used to copy his style because he never ever touched the deck. Done it all with the fader.
Same as Genius.
And that was it.
Genius
I was like, that's the way to do it then.
He'd lock it in with a pitch. I could never do that.
Yeah, I'm like that. You ride it.
Yeah, aside from the jokes though, you are going against a savage now.
Right then, so this one, brand new Phil Spector. This one entitled Uphill Battle. Big tune.
Yeah, found this going through some new releases on Beatport and thought give it a click.
There we go. So he was supporting by purchasing.
Absolutely. Something a bit different, like this. Righty then, let's get into something next on the right hand deck.
So I think this is someone who's kind of new to my ears. You heard of this producer?
No, how would you say it? Nosk?
Nosk. N-O-S-Q.
Yeah.
Track entitled Existential. Oh, Existential Crisis.
Hey BethBethBeth, thanks for speaking to us. Are we okay to just call you Beth?
Yeah, you're absolutely okay just to call me Beth. BethBethBeth was just because on socials I was like, it'd be easier just to be BethBethBeth. People can find me, but I'd never expect anyone to say my name 3 times.
For those that may not know about you and kind of your background, do you want to just kind of give us a little introduction about how you got into becoming a DJ and involved in the music scene?
And also, before you answer that, I know you was into your photography because when I first met you, you were shooting at a Get Darker event in Bristol, and that was a while ago. Lots has changed, so talk to us.
I remember I first met you in Bristol at Blue Mountain. I was photographing the Get Darker stage. So yeah, thanks so much for having me, by the way. Didn't say that before. But basically, so the way I got involved in music, so I've always obviously loved music. I always remember I only actually remembered this memory recently, but it's related to DJing. Like back in school, I was like the only one out of my friends that was listening to electronic music. I listened to like Pendulum, Hold Your Colour like every day on the way to school, like Chasing Status before they were getting in the charts and stuff. Started out with that because I'm 25 now. And when we used to, in break times, we'd be able to put music on the old CD player or whatever. I'd literally be so desperate for people to listen to what I was listening to and feel what I was feeling. And no one ever did because they didn't care about electronic music like I did. But I'd put stuff on, I'd be like, please, like, can you just listen and feel what I'm feeling? And they never did. And then when I started going to nights when I was 17, 18, whatever, I'd see the DJs like playing music, and that just seems like the best feeling in the world, to like play the music that you love and have people understand that feeling that you're feeling. So yeah, that was back in school, and then I got into photography. And so for me, like, I guess because I never personally saw many women DJing or producing, like my brother was doing it and that was kind of his thing. For me, I did photography. So kind of my initial reaction to music was to take pictures of people that made music that I liked. So when I was 16, 17, I was living in Surrey, I was photographing bands in London. Then I went to uni and did photography, and then as I was leaving uni, I knew that I was also into writing and general like digital media online and stuff. So when I was coming out of uni and I was like, I can't fucking get any work experience, I was like, I'm just going to make my own thing, I'm going to make my own brand, I'm going to, you know, make myself a boss, put myself in that position. So this is when I was living in Bristol, which I still am. I started a music blog called 117, because Bristol was 0117. And I was blogging, writing, photographing Bristol underground artists. I was releasing free downloads, I was releasing guest mixes, I was going to nights and reviewing them, photographing them, I was meeting up with artists, interviewing them, blah, blah, blah. So I had a massive passion for just sharing music that I love, especially underrated talent that I hear something and I'm like, why isn't more people listening to this? So I was doing that for a couple of years when I came out of uni. Like late 2017, I stopped doing the blog because I started to get actual work in music, random jobs, and I didn't have time. But early 2017, started to mix. Learned to mix through a friend called Miller from Burn & Miller. They're like a really sick production duo. Yeah, that was early 2017, started to mix, and then I did so Bristol Women in Music, which are an organisation, run a course for women to learn to mix. So I did that as well. Had my first gig like March 2017. What the blog came from was I had this passion for music, but in the music scene in Bristol, I've always been working at a venue as well. I didn't feel confident enough to put forward my opinion on music. I know this sounds cliche, but I think because, I don't know, everyone that was into music seemed either super cool or super male, and I didn't feel comfortable expressing that opinion. So when I started the blog, it was kind of to combat that in a way. It was like, right, I don't feel confident just expressing my opinion, so I'm basically going to put myself in a position where I am, that I run something, I am a boss of something, I'm a boss of a music brand or whatever, and that in turn gives me a platform to share my opinion and feel more confident. It
sounds like you've got a very similar passion for the music as me and Darkside. Obviously he had the Get Darker platform, and when I used to do Rinse FM, I used to do the new talent section, which was the same thing. I just wanted to find new artists and put them out there for people to hear.
It's interesting what you say about doing the new talent section, because I've started a radio show earlier this year called The New Music Show, which is essentially that. So I have like 2 or 3 guests on every month, promoting their new music. I particularly love it if they're people that are completely underrated or haven't really been heard of yet, and I think they're so sick and they should be heard more. So I'll play like a half an hour to an hour of completely new either dubs or music that's forthcoming, so I can shout out and tell people where to get it. I'll always put a track list up and say like where it's coming out, and then I'll have like 2 to 3 guests on and I'll interview them about their new music and make sure people go and check them out after, and yeah, kind of give them a platform really, which yeah is so similar to what you were doing and are doing.
So where can people listen to this radio show, and what does the radio show include? So is it limited to genre, BPM, is anything underground?
So my radio show's on a Bristol internet station called 1020 Radio. And it's mainly 140 just because that's what I've always done, and what I love and what I'm most involved in. But the last show was actually more, I had two guests on called Wolf and Malenga Sound. They represented two different sides of garage. So Wolf makes very like UK garage, 4x4 stuff, like whatever, whereas Malenga Sound makes much more kind of dark, atmospheric, like garage beat. But if you didn't know music, you probably wouldn't really know it was garage, that kind of thing. So that was like the first show I'd done that was not 140. I mean, it's always, all the music, my music's always going to be dark. Like, stuff that I play is always going to be dark. I'm never going to play anything too happy. So, I mean, BPM can range a little bit, but the kind of general vibe is always the same, I think. I kind of limit it to underground and underrated artists. That's how I frame it. Because I like to give a platform to people that won't necessarily have one otherwise. A really nice thing happened in my last show. So Malenga Sound came on to promote an EP that's coming out soon, and the reason they got that EP was because a label was listening to my show and they were listening to the show too, and I played stuff from each of them, and one of them contacted the other and was like, hey, I'm listening to your stuff through Beth's show, and they linked up, and now that's given this artist the opportunity to release their first proper EP, which they're doing, which is why they came back on the show. So it's like a little full circle, which is amazing. Like, that's exactly what I want to happen, and I hope that happens more. So that's, yeah, that was Malenga Sound and a label called Natural Selection. But yeah, that was really, really nice.
Yeah, that's definitely a great feeling. You know, I've experienced it myself when I've kind of been supporting people before they had made releases or really had even made a name for themselves, and then, yeah, to see them kind of get picked up and make a name for themselves is a wicked feeling. So yeah, I can definitely relate to that. And also, Lee, you must have done a similar thing yourself with Get Darker. You know, I know you used to have loads of unknown DJs coming up and doing shows. So you've got this radio show, you're into new talent. What else? What's kind of like the next step for you moving things forward? Because you're obviously coming across a lot of new artists.
So the next step is a label. I'm launching a label called Photo, F-O-T-O, which is like a homage to my start with photography. And I'm running the label with the help of Canham, who is like an upcoming dubstep producer. He's got stuff coming out on Deep, Dark and Dangerous soon. He's just had a thing on Duplock. So that's really exciting. We announced the first compilation yesterday, which is called Photo Album Volume 1. It's got actually a really nice compilation of, you know, fairly well-known and not so well-known artists, which I think is really important. And also, I'm not being snobby about it. Like, I want it to be dark 140. I want the kind of music to be specific. But if a producer sends me something and he's not necessarily known for that, you know, if a producer sends me dubstep and I think it's fucking sick, but he's not necessarily known for producing dubstep, I'm not going to be like, oh no, like, that's not on brand. Like, I've got Hypho on there. He's known for a lot more kind of like 120 to 130, like bass music. I've got Fish on there, who's like a dear friend of mine, but his tune's so sick. And obviously he came from dubstep. Recently he's been more known for doing like drum and bass line, whatever, but he's produced his dubstep tune. We've got Cartridge, who is straight up dubstep, and he's absolutely amazing. And then we've got MT, who's very, very new. We've got Ali, who's very, very new. He runs a sick night in Bristol called ESO. We've got Seventh Ed, who again is very, very new. And then we've got Unki, who's kind of like middle ground. He's done a couple of releases on Coast label, Dirkle Disco, which were, again, they were more like 130 bass music. He just was sending me some sick 140, and I was just like, I have to do something with this. So I've kind of pulled all of these random bits of 140 together into this, what I like to call an album rather than a compilation, just because I wanted to keep it tight, I wanted to keep it neat. I didn't want to release like 20 tracks and anything get lost. So we've got 8 tracks, 8 artists. It's coming out in January. I'm really, really, really excited about it.
Cool. So you're, you know, obviously making moves DJing and you've got your label, how about production? Have you ever thought about having a go at that?
So whenever anyone used to ask me about this, my answer was always, and I did believe this, like my passion was in supporting new music, and I felt like there was so much new music that I wanted to support. I didn't want to add to it in a weird way. I was like, I don't, my whole thing and what I built myself on is supporting music and new music and music that I love. I don't want to suddenly add to that. In a weird way, I don't know, but actually earlier this year, the time started to feel right. I was ill in bed for a couple of weeks. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to download Ableton. I actually made my first track within like 12 hours of having Ableton. I didn't like make any of my own stuff. I got loops and samples and I chopped things up. When I heard something, I was like, yeah, I really like, that bit in that tune, chop it up basically like a bootleg or whatever. And I made like a kind of dark dubsteppy grime tune. Obviously not amazing, but I was really proud of it for my first go. And then I did a 6-week Ableton production course, which I finished a couple of weeks ago, through an amazing organisation called Saffron Records, who platform women in music. So I did the course with them and learned a bit more about Ableton, started to make my own drums. So I'm just starting a track. I've just started making a track, which is 140, but it's kind of like a dark. It's 140, but I mean, I've only made the drums so far, and they're not specifically dubstep or grime. They're kind of like, I don't know, offbeat, dark bass drums. So we'll see where that goes. I would love to, now I've started a label, release my own music next year or something. So yeah, we'll see.
Thank you so much for talking to us, Beth, and wish you luck with the new label and with the forthcoming release. Some heavy tunes on there, and we'll definitely keep our eyes and ears open for your first productions. So yeah, big up.
She hasn't promised to send us the compilation yet though, Greg.
Thank you so much for having me. I feel so privileged that you even asked me to be on the show. It was really, really, great to speak to you guys. And I'll absolutely send you the compilation. It's nearly ready, so I'll send it to you very, very soon. Everyone else look out, it's launching, it's coming out in January 2019. You can follow the label at Photo Sounds UK on all social media and at Photo Sounds on SoundCloud. I think you might be hearing one of the first tracks on this show, hopefully. So yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, so massive thanks out to BethBethBeth for having a little chat with us.
Thank you, Beth.
Also, make sure you keep your eyes and ears out for Photo Sounds, her brand new label. And this one, underneath us, by 7th Ed. Track is entitled Fofo.
That's got some serious sub weight on that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it reminds me kind of like early Scream kind of.
Yeah. It's moody.
Yeah.
Like moody in a good way.
Yeah.
Moody. Love this.
Proper wobbles.
Okay. So, what we got next?
This one coming in. Artist goes by the name of Vexy, would you say? Or Vex?
Vex.
Okay.
Pulse 5 is the title.
Check it.
Something a little bit different.
Yeah, feeling it.
So up next we've got something forthcoming on Deep Dark Dangerous, isn't it?
We have indeed. Larging Up the Truth Gang. Produced by The Whittler and Pushloop.
Check it out. Something new and it's forthcoming.
Big check.
We like dubs, didn't we?
Yeah.
So can you believe it's December already?
It's crazy.
What a year it's been. And,
yeah, definitely. It's been a good one for dubstep, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to smash some like Roses and Quality Street and just...
But you know what? I've just got a marathon place for next year. I've just bought a new pair of trainers. I haven't ran since April. So I'm unfit. I've got Christmas coming.
We might as well blow out. Have a Christmas blowout.
So I'm nervous, mate. Yeah.
Get back on it.
Yeah, so I can't wait. December already. Countdown to 2019. Nice track this. We got the Whittler and Push Loop.
Houdini.
Right. So on the right hand deck we've got something new titled MK31
by the Knocklu.
Something new out of the Indepth Radio inbox. So remember to load us up nicely in the inbox. Send us your music. Make sure it's downloadable. We'll check it out and we might play it.
Yes. We do pretty much check everything as well.
We haven't missed much.
No, it's true.
Just like those comments. We don't miss many of those either.
Yeah, no. And also, if you send something and we don't play it, don't then think we might not like anything of yours in the future. Like, keep sending your stuff. Don't be disheartened.
No, it's a family show.
Right, so we're going to be switching things up on the next one as well.
I'm looking forward to hearing this one.
Yeah, I remember, definitely feeling this when we was going through tunes for the show. This one, forthcoming Terror Rhythm.
Boy Racers.
This one entitled The Pink Slip Valley.
Check it out. Nice.
You've been there, haven't you?
Pink Slip Valley. Yeah, not for a while. Check it out. Big up Plastician.
Yeah, man, loving the vibe of this one.
You could sort of just put this on, shut your eyes and lose yourself in that.
Yeah, man.
Pure
Big
vibes.
tune. Big tune. This might actually make its way into the into my sets, you know. It's a nice tune.
Yeah, it is. Big track. So guess where I'm going next? Guess where I'm going very, very soon.
Hastings?
I'm going to New York.
Ooh, you lucky sausage.
So I'm going to put this on my playlist. And I'll roam around looking at Christmas lights.
On the Darkside mixtape.
Yeah.
Holiday mixtape.
So into this, titled 23.
So am I right? Was this a free giveaway?
Yep.
Free download from man like Samba?
That's right. So go and grab this. Check out Samba's socials or go on to Get Darker website. You'll find it. Top right hand corner, search Samba and you'll see there's a link there. Download it free. It's a nice track. Check it out.
Games.
I love games. Would you like to play one?
For a free download, eh?
Lovely.
So go and grab this if you haven't. Samba 23 free DL. So up next we got something from probably the tallest bloke in dubstep music.
True.
This is a rework, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is Lukewarming by Opus, but this is the Darkim remix. And Largen Up Darkim is making some big tunes as well, so make sure you go check him out.
That picture of you, Opus, Sim, and
that did crease me up.
I can't remember who else it was now.
Sim, wasn't it? Yeah, phone plate.
And phone plate, that's it.
Yeah.
All in a box, and there's Opus, you phone plate, and then Sim. He looks like a hobbit. That's how small he looks. Check out your Instagram. Is it on your Instagram?
Oh yeah, it might. But I know it was Pokes when it posted the one where I look like I'm having a go at him.
That's it. Check it out if you want to giggle. Very funny. Right, check this. You know what time it is, don't you?
I do. I kind of secretly look forward to it and dread it at the same time.
Broke out. So what's the score? Remind us.
Is it 2-1 to me, I think?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Yes. But I did go easy on you, mate. It's like Cokie Molten.
Yeah.
Out on Tech Time.
Yeah,
You was always going to
true.
get that. I was being nice and gentle. I can't remember the other one you got. The other one... What's the other one you got?
Cockney Violin. Casper,
Oh yeah,
last
Casper
week,
one.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not last week, last show.
And then the point I got was with the help or an assistance of Jay Kenzo, which was Loafer and Scream 28 grams, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
true.
2-1 to you. Let's see if we can get it
Let's
2-all
see.
then.
Yeah.
Right, are you ready for this? So if this is the first time you've locked into the podcast, welcome. At the end of each episode, we play a secret track, and the other one has to guess the producer and the title.
For
and
sure.
the rules are it has to have been released.
Yes.
Right, you ready?
I'm ready. I know it already, but I don't want to ruin it.
Do you know the title though?
Yeah.
Do you?
Mate, Mala, Neverland. I'll tell you what, I've got a good story about this actually. Like back, probably like 2003 or 2, and I think it was just when, again, it weren't called dubstep, but do you remember John Peel?
Yep.
And he had cotton on to, like My Stuff, Plastician. There was one show, and he played. It was called like Festive 50, and at the end of every year, he did a show called Festive 50, and he played his favourite 50 tunes, and he played my tunes, Plastician tunes, Mala tunes, and I remember I couldn't believe it. But there was one night when I used to do my rinse show, which was 11 till 1, quite late. I remember coming back, and it was when I think Mala actually did a guest mix for him.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember him playing Changes for the first time. Like, I remember messaging him. I was like, mate, like, what is this tune? And then this was on the same mix, and I was just like, what? Like that. So I'll never forget finding out what this was called. And so that's why you're unlucky, mate. This is like a yeah.
Here we go.
But we got to let this go. We've got to let this play, haven't we?
Yeah, got to let this play. So I'll tell you why I picked it, right? I knew you'd know it was Mala.
Yeah.
But I thought you won't get the title because there's another track, Hunter.
Oh yeah, which is Hunter Bobby.
And I don't know if they come out at the same release or similar sort of time. I always just get mixed up. Love both of them, but
yeah, I
just thought you'll get the Mala bit, but you won't get the name.
This was it DMZ? Is it number 3?
5.
Stuck on. Oh, was it 5?
Yeah.
But did this have like one on the back called Stuck? No, it wasn't.
When I look at this, I think of a Red Label, but I don't think it was. I think that might have been the other one. So gutted. I actually thought you would have gone Mala and then bit your lip all the way through it, thinking can't get the title, can't get the title. 2-2. But
quite a special one for me. Well,
I'm sort of fuming with myself. I thought, do you know what? Because I really want to get you with a track that but you don't know.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Don't know the title of it. But like, almost had you with the Casper tune.
Oh, mate, yeah, definitely.
You knew it's Casper.
Definitely, yeah.
Something violin.
Yeah. But I just remember they always used to call things like Cockney Fug and Cockney Violin and all that stuff. Yeah. This was actually quickly before this drops as well. I never forget them being on Jada Flex show on One Extra, and they played this on there, and just as it was going to drop like now, he started talking to him and Loaf of Butts. He goes, no, he says, you can't talk over this drop, and then they had to let it drop. Thinking, yes, Lo.
Make sure you don't talk over it, or make sure we don't talk over it right now.
Exactly.
So check it out. I know it's been done sort of, not been done to death, but I know it gets done a lot. But we do have to do an episode where it's just classic dubstep.
Yeah, we do. But you've got to do one maybe where we try and find the ones that aren't the ones that everyone's dropping. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
B-sides.
That would be good. Because I think when, not so much now, but when it was someone's birthday or it was Christmas, it's always like a old school radio show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's good vibes. But I haven't heard one for a while.
True.
Like an old school dubstep.
Or a good one.
Yeah.
You hear the same 10 tunes, didn't you? And that's it.
Yeah, I think we should maybe put a list together of tracks that are just banned.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Big tracks, but not the obvious tracks. We don't want to.
Not Haunted.
No, and Anti-War Dub, probably one of the biggest tracks.
Yeah.
But everyone rinses it.
Midnight Questline, no.
Yeah, just like, no, let's put those on, park those.
Yeah. Everyone knows their big tunes, don't they? So.
Yeah.
yeah, we should do that as well.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, that is episode 13. If you like the sound of that idea, let us know in the comments.
True.
SoundCloud comments are probably the best.
Right then, so the next show might be the last one of the year, mightn't it?
It will be. Christmas special. Yeah. Santa hats on.
Smash.
Santa hats and mince pies. All right. We'll leave you with this then. Laters.
Bye.